This is our last midpoint example, and this question is a little different. It's not asking us to find the midpoint. In fact, in this question, they've given us the midpoint, and they're asking us to find something else. So make sure you read these questions really carefully. This one says that line segment CD has a midpoint M at 0, -2. Let's go ahead and graph that on our graph so that we can look at it. So the point over 0 down -2 is right here. So I'm going to graph that point, and I'm going to label it M because they said that's the midpoint M at 0, -2. It says that if C is at the point 5, 1, right? So let's graph that. 5, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1 is right here. And let's call that C. It says, where is point D? Well, if the middle is right here, and this is one end, the other end needs to be down here somewhere, because I need to be able to get from the end to the middle to the other end. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do this graphically because I think that's the easiest, and then I'm going to show you how you can do it algebraically, kind of like how we found a midpoint, but working backwards. All right, once I have a picture of this, I know that C is here, and I know this is the middle. I know the other end needs to be somewhere down here. If you can figure out how you got from C to M, you can figure out how to get from M to D. So to get from C to M, I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just need to do that again. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts me right here. All right, so I didn't quite make it to the circle I thought I was going to make it to, but I got pretty close, and it does look like, if I label this point D, that this point M, the midpoint, is right in between C and D. And so now it's asking where is point D, which means I need to give it an ordered pair. Well, D is the point -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So D should be the point -5, -5. All right, so now let's talk about how to do this algebraically. I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to set this up just like we did before. We said we have one point plus another point, and we're going to add those together and divide by 2, and we're going to get our midpoint, which is the answer. All right, so let's say this is point C, this is point D, this is our middle point M. All right, so they gave us the midpoint, 0, -2. So I'm going to put that right here, 0, -2. And they gave us point C, so I'm going to put that right here, 5, 1. All right, so now I'm just going to work this problem backwards. Instead of dividing by 2, well, the opposite of dividing by 2 is to multiply by 2. So I'm going to go backwards and multiply by 2. 0 times 2 is 0, and -2 times 2 is -4. All right, and then I'm just going to keep working backwards. The opposite of adding would be to subtract. So 0 minus 5 is -5, and -4 minus 1 is -5. And you can see that I got the same answer either way. It's just if you prefer to look at things graphically, you might do it this way. If you prefer to think of things algebraically, it might be easier for you to do it this way.